Hello, everyone. Hello, hello. Check, check, check. All right. Just waiting for the old Instagram to start. So, welcome. Today, I am going to talk with you alongside with Mother Mary and the Order of the Blu-ray. We're going to talk about the Master Key, and I'm going to kind of go through this prayer or this Master Key that you can say to help bring you back into coherence, back into the alignment of your truth, to be able to stand as a pillar of divine knowing and flowing of this source life force into the world through the Master Key. So that's what we're going to talk about today. I just need to set up myself here so I can keep going and just have the chat open just in case. Okay, so the first place I want to start is I'm going to read this prayer, and I posted it the other day along with a video of me dancing at sunrise, flowing and moving this prayer through me at sunrise. And this Master Key comes to me through affirmation and through like divine timing with coming into another member of the family of light, and she goes by Christed Sophia on YouTube, and I will make sure that I put a post and tag her account. Now this prayer, this Master Key prayer, which I'll call the Master Key now because that is what Yeshua brought forward for her as kind of this title. It's a way of staying clear to what you're here for. And it's really important at this time to be able to cut through the distortions and the pressures of the patterning that we're under. And as we all step into this new way of moving beyond linear time here and moving into the realm of presence, as we start to move into unity consciousness, there's those who are here now who are meant to be anchor points of light as we move through the transition, and this key helps to anchor you into your truth despite what outer circumstances are saying. And so I'm just going to read it, and so stay with me. All right. Holy Mother Father Sophia, divine source, eternal light of original creation, I open myself to the remembrance of who I truly am. Illuminate my Christed self beyond all distortion, illusion, and fear. Restore coherence and truth within my being. Stabilize me in the living presence of my soul. Anchor me as a pillar of light in service to love, wisdom, and truth. All false identities, inherited limitations, and distorted perceptions dissolve in the presence of all that I am. Liberate my awareness from all that separates me from the reality of the One. I remember the purity of my original creation. I walk in sovereignty, humility, devotion, and courage. My thoughts, words, and actions, creations, become coherent with the highest expression of my soul. I embody truth fully through grace and peace. I radiate the glory of my love without condition. I am a clear reflection of divine intelligence in human form. I open my perception to recognize your guidance. I refine my heart so I may receive deeper remembrance with gentleness and clarity. I choose alignment with the eternal light I choose liberation from distortion. I choose the living path of embodied truth. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Amen. By the power of three, perfect Trinity, it is done, it is done, it is done. So, thank you for sticking with me for that and for wanting to hear more. Okay, so that's the prayer. I have posted it in the description, my version, my expression. This is something that, will resonate for you to write your own, to come into your own way, but feel free to use my words or to check out the other page for another one. All right, let me just tap in with Mother Mary because I'm not sure how we're going to walk forward. My body's pretty activated after reading the prayer. Okay, so Mother Mary is pointing me to a point in the prayer where it says, I refine my heart so I may receive deeper remembrance with gentleness and clarity. And I've been receiving a lot of information on how Sophia Christ consciousness flows into its exaltation here on earth, or through exaltation here on earth. And Mother Mary has been saying that this is a refining of the heart womb, that our awakening to Christ consciousness, unity consciousness, Christ consciousness in its fullest, which I would call Sophia Christ consciousness, is a refinement of our understanding of who we are. An understanding beyond biohacking, beyond understanding the mechanics of our electrical, magnetic functions and physics. Because there's a mastery in flowing the light into existence, she says. And the way I see this is a really powerful and beautiful dance of this masculine energy. And I don't even like to call it masculine energy, but that's the way that we would define it. And I'm talking about our inner channels of masculine, feminine, so the divine energies of Mother Father that run through all of us, is the stance between the holding, the creation of a field by the masculine life force and the flowing of that life force within that, and that flow, that choice to articulate the life force comes from the divine feminine stream. And this divine feminine presence is like becoming unavoidable, essentially, because so many people are waking up to it. Okay. So this is how how I see this light coming in. And we're being asked to refine the way that we approach the movement of our bodies and our light through the world. And so we are going through this refining of this heart womb. And you can think of it like she's showing me as like the heart womb really radiates through your whole body, but it comes through the center of you. Like there's a reason why we call this space the heart, you know? Like this is the vortex of, like this is the mouth of the dragon, you know? That comes through here. Okay, I refine my heart so I may receive deeper remembrance with gentleness and clarity. And so as we refine our heart to move into unity consciousness, we begin to receive our remembrance more clearly, and as it arrives more clearly, we are able to step into more of our self-mastery at the, like in the game of linear time. Okay, Mother Mary says, check the time. I need to check on this page. Okay, we're at 11 minutes. Okay, so I'm going to talk a little bit about truth, because in here she's saying another part of this prayer. Okay, we're not done refining our hearts. So this new way of consciousness asks us to look at ourselves in a new way, to understand that we have decided to come here. Like we have decided, like we chose to show up here in service to life. And as you keep yourself clear of the distortions from the world around you, you step into this presence of knowing. And are able to act as conduit for peace on earth, she's saying. And I can't wait to share more about how the crystal, like what the crystal process is through unity consciousness that's coming to me around how this field is created. But she wants me to talk about truth, and because the just up on the next, like the paragraph before, we're still at the end of the prayer, it says, I embody truth fully through grace and peace. And so she wants to talk about truth, Mother Mary. And I say the order of Blue Ray because I feel like she is here with that order. Which is a super powerful angelic presence. Like such a will to service. Okay. So truth. Truth is unique to everyone. She's saying truth is a chosen pattern. It's like a chosen pattern. Truth is like very unique to each individual, and it is our chosen path. Our uniquely chosen path, our uniquely chosen purpose, exploration, investigation. Here, it's kind of like, it's like our truth is held in the physical limitations of of our physical reality, of our beingness. So, our truth is a feminine quality, so it's fluid, okay? And it has a lot to do with how we choose to increase our wisdom. And wisdom would be the masculine polar opposite, or the field that holds truth. And so she's showing me that wisdom is, this field, this masculine field that holds truth. I can't wait to show you how I see this happening. It's cool. And so your truth has to do with your soul's plan. And your soul is still an individuated fractal of source. And so truth is still an individuated experience. It's part of beingness. It's part of being. And so we're always seeking truth, but truth is not outside of yourself. Truth is in your program. Like, truth is in your crazy hot mess life. I'm like, how do I put this nicely without swearing, like truth is unique to you, and it's not outside of you. Like, there's nothing truer than your own experience and your own self. And so truth is tied to your individual experience. And so this is what it means when it's like, my truth will always be experienced and expressed differently than your truth. Okay? And it has to do with our soul's choice of what we are gathering into our wisdom, and what are we exploring from wisdom, within wisdom. And wisdom in this sense, if we're thinking of this, coming from the oversoul, right? Truth and wisdom are up there. Wisdom would be like our soul's Akashic record, like our soul's Akash, okay? The soul's record of experience, and not just your higher self soul, the over souls, okay? So, and then truth, then your higher self is like, all right, I'm going to explore these things within wisdom. Well, our oversoul is like, we want to explore these things, and it's like, all right, the higher self of this unit will pursue this, will keep pursuing, gathering the wisdom towards that. So, what are some, and your truth is unfolding in every moment. So, and you think it's like a pathway to allow yourself to experience the limitation of separateness, to experience the limitation that you're putting yourself on as you enter a physical body. And truth is given. So this energy of truth, so you kind of have this, like, you go into the library of wisdom and you take out your books, and it shifts your shape. That's now your truth, and you go down a tube. Pew! And then you're in the field of grace. Then you are in this place of grace where it's like, all right, what grace? Now I'm shifted into a state of grace, which becomes an emotional state. Okay? And the still in the feminine, okay? Still in the feminine energy is grace, and it's in the emotional body, and it's fluid. And grace is this space that requires strength to be open to the experience of your own power, okay? your own power, your own sovereign choices, okay, which is your power. So think your truth are the choices that you've made to experience, and then grace becomes the space that accepts and surrenders to the process unfolding. So starts to just surrender to truth unfolding, surrenders to the process. And this starts in the emotional, in the emotional bodies. And so grace, the polar opposite of grace, the field that holds grace, is the masculine field that is holding the womb energetic of grace is peace. And so that's what this statement is saying. I embody truth fully through grace, through the surrender of myself to the divine will unfolding, to the power, to the divine strength and power of my heart to guide my life, to lead the next step, to accept all that I am seeking, to accept all that I am in my truth, so that then I can radiate that with all my glory, which brings it down into the mental and into the physical bodies. So grace is this space. So we are receiving our truth into a space of grace, which is the strength and bravery to accept all of your power, to accept all of the potential of the polarity within your choice, to experience separateness here, and to accept all that you're here, all of the information that you're here to gather. Grace and peace is a field that holds that. We didn't really get much into wisdom. What can I say about peace, just as like a quick summary of that? Well, peace is a space that is unconditionally giving. It's unconditionally flowing outward, and unconditionally receiving and unconditionally giving is this field of peace. It's like receiving and giving, receiving and giving. So this field of peace receives from wisdom, okay? Receives, so like just as truth, grace is receiving from truth, peace, the field of peace is receiving from your wisdom. So it's receiving from your soul's Akash, okay? Your potential for this field of peace. And so the wisdom is giving the field of peace everything you need. Everything you need to fulfill what you are accepting to do, like what you're accepting into your heart as the truth you're going to explore. So as whatever you're surrendering to into your heart, whatever experiences you're surrendering to. And I see grace as the heart, as like this heart woo, like a really important heart space, because it seems to travel, like it's now in the physical, like it's getting into the emotional bodies, you know? And so peace is gathering. It's like a magnetizing field that pulls everything you need from wisdom, pulls everything, attracts everything that you need from wisdom in order to be victorious in the chosen truth that you've chosen as to surrender to experience here. And it seems like it's very simple to do when I'm talking about it this way, but it is not so simple when we are in this deep forgetting. And the way that these fields work is outside of linear time. The way that our consciousness works is actually not linear time. And so a shift into an understanding of the flow of consciousness through these fields is a big shift. It's not a big shift if you've studied like Jewish mysticism, you know, potentially. But because that's the structure that I'm getting this built off of, is the tree of life, okay, which is most popular right now in that vein. Okay. Okay, so Mother Mary wants me to sum it up. So we've got truth, okay? And I'm doing truth with my left hand, but really it's right brain, okay? Right brain, left hand, okay? Right brain, left side, okay? So truth is this feminine, okay? Formless energy, potential, okay? And wisdom is masculine, okay? Right side, left brain, okay? Right side, left brain, and it is form, okay? It is the form. And so we've got this stream of energy that's creating creating form, okay? Is structuring the root of the electric bolt that's going through us, basically, which is the feminine, okay? Moves energy, which is the stream, okay? It's this fluid stream. And so truth is not something that can be easily identified with understanding or logic, okay? It's felt in the heart, okay? It's felt in the heart because your truth also includes like all of your polarized experience and all of the choices that you could possibly make in this lifetime. The fullness of it is beyond archetype. Even to try to structure your truth into archetypes limits, puts a limit on it that is, I want to say not true, but I can't think of another way to put it, like it limits it still. Truth is kind of where the greatest the most expansive archetypes exist. But there is a refinement and choice happening within truth as well. And so she's saying that your truth has a lot to do with, is all about your soul's choice to find love, like to find love and to come into deeper contact with love expressed in physical form. Amen. I'm going to read the master key that I've written one more time, and we'll call it a day. Holy Mother Father Sophia, divine source, eternal light of original creation, I open myself to the remembrance of who I truly am. Illuminate my Christed self beyond all distortion, illusion, and fear. Restore coherence and truth within my being. Stabilize me in the living presence of my soul. Anchor me as a pillar of light in service to love, wisdom, and truth. All false identities, inherited limitations, and distorted perceptions dissolve in the presence of all that I am. Liberate my awareness from all that separates me from the reality of the One. I remember the purity of my original creation. I walk in sovereignty, humility, devotion, and courage. My thoughts, words, actions, and creations become coherent with the highest expression of my soul. I embody truth fully through grace and peace. I radiate the glory of my love without condition. I am a clear reflection of divine intelligence in human form. I open my perception to recognize your guidance. I refine my heart so I may receive deeper remembrance with gentleness and clarity. I choose alignment with the eternal light. I choose liberation from distortion. I choose the living path of embodied truth. Thank you, thank you, thank you. By the power of three, a perfect Trinity. It is done, and so it is. Amen. Thanks for being on this ride, guys, with me, those who have made it this far. Thank you to those who have supported me. All of my work is by donation. If you feel like contributing, there's ways through my website. I'm truly devoted to walking my truth and to be speaking as much as possible for everyone in service of the one body as we rise in our awakening all together. Peace.